here in the Willis Public Sector Practice Group wanted to make a marketing video to really tell our story.
If we're trying to reach superintendents, business managers, and the like, why not reach out to some of the students for their perspective?
And that got me thinking, maybe we can create this video and utilize it from a business standpoint, and at the same time create a positive experience for the students at the School District of New Berlin.
It's a nice experience to be around such a professional set and such a professional crew. It's also nice to have many of my friends and many of my colleagues from school along with me.
I'm Jake. These are the other students. And you are?
I'm Tom Hitchcock.
I love working with other people on projects, and it was just an amazing experience to get together with friends and some people that I didn't know before. It was interesting to work with people, seeing all these ideas bounce off of each other.
So I really wasn't surprised what I saw that day, that they got together, they were given a task, and they sat down and they got right to it. And the more opportunities that students have to get out into the community and get into these workplaces and see what real people are doing in their jobs, I think that's just so much better for students and for the community at large and for the country even. So I think it was really helpful for me to get out of the building, to go into an environment like that and see what people in the real world actually are doing.
I can take multiple things from this experience for my later career. Being the ideas of videography, how different shots go together, how I could use that in conjunction with my music.
There's all kinds of other jobs out there, other work that they can do that they just don't know about because they haven't had the opportunity to encounter it. One of the students, Robert, has an incredible voice.
Check.
With that voice, he's actually able to contribute to something completely outside the classroom. In the group, you had somebody like Jacob who really, I don't know if he intentionally wanted to, but he definitely dominated the group by, if nothing else, by really holding the podium.
I see my face in the reflection. Look at that handsome man.
And he's just super vocal.
The first thing you hear about him is he's very loud.
You're loud enough.
Hey! You over there! Down.
Yeah, maybe you have to be turned down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, not a lot.
Jake, you can be.
For the first impression, I was just kind of thinking like, wow, this guy's really comfortable with people he doesn't know.
What is your favorite color?
It is blue. When you're opening up a video, there are two really good ways to open up a video. The first is obviously humor. People like humor. The second way, which is a little bit easier because this mostly generally applies to everybody, is kind of like unknown and a bit of anxiety.
I honestly think that the beginning is so important in a video because people only have a limited attention span nowadays as the generation evolves.
Today I learned a lot about just the creative process that comes into coming up with ideas and how much work it is to try and find to get the right perspective. You could talk about like the old way of doing things like black and white, and then like you could use that at the beginning of the commercial or video or whatever. You can use that at the beginning and then go to the person talking.
We could do like the old chalkboard where they're standing there where he was like, this is where you are, this is where you could be.
So when I'm originally mapping out a song, I'll just hit notes on the keyboard, see how I want things to go, and I go from there. It's a harder tempo. Like it just keeps going and going. So the way I just felt like, okay, if I have the chords going like that and at this tempo, it should just fit together perfectly and create this upbeat and happy feeling for this music.
But I think it was also good for the people at Willis to see that students have these kinds of talents. That that there's some untapped resources out in the community that can be tapped just by the simple cooperation between businesses and the school district.
From chalkboards to smartboards, over the years education has changed. The same is true with insurance brokerage services. Our industries are changing. Smart, forward-thinking organizations realize the benefits of change.
During the interview, one of the interviews, we saw some ropes come down. We didn't know what it was. We thought maybe it was like a flagpole.
I believe Jacob was doing the interview, and all of a sudden, just a boom, just on the window.
And I turned around, and there's this window washer.
There is a window washer!
Every time he puts the squeegee on the window, it bangs and squeaks, and production's put completely on hold. We're kind of laughing at this guy.
He didn't notice us at all. He just kept hanging there, doing his own thing.
The windows are like two-way mirrors, so he couldn't actually see it. We could see out.
Yeah. You missed the spot over there.